There's a specific kind of loneliness that comes from being invisible in a room full of people, not because they can't see you, but because you've taught them not to. You shrink yourself so small, so quiet, that eventually even you forget what your own voice sounds like. And the worst part? You start believing you deserve to disappear. Maya worked at her aunt's tailoring shop in a small coastal town. She'd been there since she was 16, now 23, and in all those years, she'd never once suggested a design. Never disagreed with a customer, never asked for a day off. Her aunt would bark orders from morning till night. "Faster, Maya, the hem is crooked. Maya, why can't you be more like your cousin?" Her cousin Priya was everything Maya wasn't. Bold, opinionated, the kind of person who walked into a room and changed the air. Maya just existed in corners. One afternoon, a woman came in with fabric for a wedding blouse. She wanted something traditional, safe, but Maya saw something else in that silk, a vision of embroidery that would make the woman look stunning. Her hand moved toward the fabric, her mouth opened, then her aunt's voice cut through. "Maya will do exactly what you ask, ma'am. She's very obedient." The words stung more than they should have, because they were true. That evening, Maya's younger brother showed up at the shop, excited, waving a paper. "I got accepted! The design school in the city!" Everyone celebrated, even her aunt smiled. Maya felt something crack inside her chest. She'd applied to the same school 3 years ago, got in too, but when her aunt said the family needed her at the shop, Maya had just nodded, smiled, stayed. She never even told anyone she'd been accepted. Walking home that night, Maya passed by the community center. There was a sign, "Public Speaking Workshop, Find Your Voice." She almost laughed. Her? Speaking in public? But something made her stop. Maybe it was watching her brother's joy. Maybe it was 7 years of swallowing words. Maybe she was just tired of being a ghost. She walked inside. The instructor was a middle-aged man named Mr. Desai. Not particularly warm, not particularly encouraging. He just looked at the 5 nervous people in the room and said, "You're here because you're afraid. Good. Fear means you care. Now let's see if you care enough to do it anyway." The first exercise was simple. Stand up, say your name, say one true thing about yourself. Maya's turn came. She stood, her legs shook, the room tilted. I'm Maya." Silence. They waited for the true thing. Her throat closed. She sat down, face burning. Mr. Desai didn't comfort her. He just moved to the next person. Maya wanted to run, but something stubborn kept her in that chair. The next week, the task was harder. Tell a story from your childhood, 2 minutes. Maya's mind went blank the moment she stood. She managed 30 seconds of stammering before her voice just stopped working. Someone coughed. She sat down, humiliated. But she came back the next week, and the next. By the 4th session, something strange started happening. The fear was still there every single time, but she began to notice it differently. The way her hands shook, the way her breath shortened. It wasn't some monster, it was just a feeling, and feelings pass. One evening, her aunt assigned her an impossible task: finish 3 blouses by morning for a last-minute order, alone. The old Maya would have just said yes, stayed up all night, ruined her health. But this Maya hesitated. "I can finish 2. For 3, you'll need to help or hire someone or tell the customer it's not possible." Her aunt stared at her like she'd grown a second head. "What did you say?" Her heart hammered, but she didn't take it back. "I can do 2, not 3. Her aunt's face turned red. She yelled, called her ungrateful, lazy, said she was becoming arrogant. Maya stood there, shaking, but she didn't apologize, didn't collapse. And after the storm passed, her aunt made a phone call, got help. The work got done. Nothing terrible happened. The world didn't end because Maya had said no. That realization hit her harder than any of her aunt's words ever had. At the next workshop, Mr. Desai announced the final assignment, 5-minute speech, about anything, in front of an audience they'd invite from the community. Maya felt sick. But she also felt something else: curiosity. Who was she when she wasn't afraid? The night before the speech, she barely slept. She'd written and rewritten her words a dozen times. It wasn't eloquent, wasn't perfect, it was just honest. The community hall filled with about 40 people. Maya stood backstage, breathing like she'd run a marathon. Mr. Desai found her. "You don't have to be good, you just have to be real." She walked onto that stage, looked at those 40 faces, and spoke. "My name is Maya. For most of my life, I thought being quiet made me good, easier to love, easier to keep around." Her voice cracked. She kept going. "I thought if I never asked for anything, I'd never be a burden. But somewhere along the way, I didn't just lose my voice, I lost the belief that I deserved to have one." She talked about the tailoring shop, the design school letter she never acted on, the years of saying yes when she meant no. And as she spoke, something shifted. The audience wasn't judging her, they were listening. Some were nodding. One older woman had tears in her eyes. When Maya finished, the applause startled her, but what shocked her was the feeling in her chest. Not pride exactly, more like relief, like she'd been holding her breath for 7 years and finally exhaled. After the event, 3 people approached her. One was a woman who ran a small boutique. She'd heard Maya mention design. "Do you have a portfolio?" Maya admitted she didn't, that she'd never pursued it. The woman handed her a card. "If you ever decide to pursue it, call me. I'm always looking for new designers." Maya didn't quit the shop the next day, didn't suddenly become fearless, didn't transform into someone unrecognizable. But 2 months later, she enrolled in weekend design classes, started sketching again. And when her aunt complained, Maya said simply, "I need this." Her aunt was angry for a week. Then she adjusted. Because people do adjust. When you stop shrinking, they learn to make room. 6 months after that first terrifying workshop, Maya submitted 3 designs to the boutique owner. 2 were rejected, 1 was accepted. It wasn't a fairy tale ending, it was something better. It was a beginning. Because she'd learned something that no one could have told her, something she had to discover by shaking and stammering and showing up anyway. Your voice doesn't get stronger in your head, it gets stronger when you use it, even when it cracks, especially when it cracks. Fear doesn't disappear, you just get braver than it is loud. And the moment you stop waiting for permission to exist fully, you realize you never needed it in the first place. The world didn't change that day Maya spoke, but she did. And sometimes that's enough.